so much editing. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, greetings, I'm Solidus-Skully, here for yet another part of stuff. Basically, it's the cleanup video for Kingdom Hearts thing. Trinity's super boss, treasure chests, puppies, galore. We got everything here, including Crabclaw, which is the keyblade you get from Atlantica. My fucking goodness, it is probably one of my, like, next to maybe the Pinocchio keyblade, it is one of my least favorite ones for one reason. It looks like a fucking toy. And, like, I mean, I'm not talking like, it looks like a fake looking keyblade. It literally looks like a plastic tube, like, with a crab at the end of it. The sort of thing that a little kid would make for their, like, kindy class. Actually, no, not, like, they'd get, like, a blue paper roll, they'd roll it up, they'd draw, like, a little crab thing on it, and go, "Look, Daddy, I made this today!" And then the dad beats them. But, yeah. In terms of its stats, like, there are plenty of other keyblades, especially at that point in the game, you could quite easily use. Like, I mean, again, if you've been keeping up, like, with the Olympus Coliseum or whatever, I'm pretty sure you could probably use Olympia. Hell, even though I think the Jungle King is still viable at that point, because at least it occasionally deals critical hits. I mean, in terms of stats, I have no idea what the fuck Crabclaw does, and frankly, I don't really care that much. It is shit, and I never want to see it again after this world. And it won't be. I mean, granted, there are worse looking keyblades in the franchise, but in terms of, like, Kingdom Hearts 1, specifically, I really do not like Crabclaw. In fact, it might just be one of the, my least favorite one, but, whatever. Anyway, to go on to another tangent, as I was talking about in the last part with the dancing mushroom, you can also encounter it here, although I wouldn't recommend facing it. Due to the fact that your combat controls are kind of nerfed, due to the fact that you're under the sea, with you and me, down where it's wetter, down where it's better. I forgot the rest of the lyrics. Yeah, again, like, what I recommend, and I might show this off, I might not, but yeah, again, it's use Ragnarok to get as many strikes as you can, use stop, and again, if you hit it enough, you get the Serenity power, which is again Fungus exclusive, but oh, Jesus Christ, it's a pain in the ass. Again, you're really gonna get nothing from it. In fact, I think the most we're gonna be getting is, like, potions. Yeah, that's paltry. A pittance, I say! Yes. Anyway, now onwards to Halloweentown. Basically, this is where you encounter the Black Fungus. Again, they have... Well, again, like, they have deceptively bigger health bars. Then again, they have that little no, you can't hit me state, which is fucking bullshit. But again, they do give out a lot of tech points, so again, it is worth your while to go out of your way to attack them. Actually, no, I think it's just general experience points. What am I talking about? I'm probably thinking of the rare truffles, which is what the blue one's name is. Fuck. Again, my brain is frazzled at this point. I've been recording these, for the past hour and a half straight, really, so my brain is burning. By the way, this little area here you can access, again, I already got the treasure chest beforehand on my off recording sessions, but again, I wanted to show off the area itself just for the sake of completion, really, because again, it's continuing more of that Tim Burton artistry that everybody knows and loves, well, relatively speaking. So yeah, just figured I'd show it off. There are treasure chests dotted about here if you want to pick them up, so yeah, if you're playing the game for yourself, look over here. Not over here. So that's about it for this little area. There is about another reason which... Again, there is another reason to explore, and that's because, again, you can climb some pretty high places, the town square in particular, actually, which is what we're seeing here. Treasure chests containing Dalmatians, the Dalmatian side quest of which will be completed in this part, actually, so if you want to know what you get for all your work and hard effort, then, well, you'll be seeing that here. Also, to talk about some of the rewards we got right at the end of the Kurt Ziza boss fight, we also get Zantetsuken. An ability which, I think is meant to be more powerful and more useful in other Final Fantasy games. Not really so much in Kingdom Hearts, because I remember, specifically in Chain of Memories, actually, it was either that or Re-Chain of Memories, but, like, one of the most powerful card combinations you get if you have, like, 999, that is pretty much how you get Zantetsuken. But again, it doesn't really take off a lot of health. I don't think it has any, like, sort of, like, stun statuses or anything like that, so, I never really found it all that useful, aside from the fact that it had that cool, like, spinny blade kind of effect to it. But I mean, I suppose maybe I'm just misjudging it, really. Anyway, the Keyblade we have for this world is the Pumpkinhead. Or is it... No, it is Pumpkinhead. Because the one in Kingdom Hearts 2 is Decisive Pumpkin, which looks decidedly sillier, if a bit more appropriate given the whole Nightmare Before Christmas thing. But anyway, Pumpkin King... Pumpkinhead? Oh god, I don't even know what the fuck it's called. Anyway, it looks cool, it's pretty powerful, and again, is, I don't know, thematically appropriate. It's dark, it's gothic, it's, really speaks to my soul, man. To talk about this area in particular, you do have a few, bandaged skelly wellies to slap around with your Keyblade, but there is another reason why you want to come down here, and that's because of this big fucker itself. I'm sure it probably has a machine. I basically just call it the Nightmare Gumball Machine. But this is actually one of, again, well, I don't know if this is the same for anyone else, but this is actually one of my favorite spots to grind in Kingdom Hearts. Really because of the fact that, again, you see those balls that it ejects out of its top? Again, basically hit those balls back into its machine, and that's how you get tech points. And again, it also drops a lot of, lucid gems, which is basically... No, not... fuck, I'm misremembering. Not lucid gems, fuck it, we'll find out next time. But basically, you get a shitload of tech points for hitting back as many balls as you possibly can, going from like, I think it's like 10 up to like 50, 60 to 70 to 80. And again, like, I mean, this boss drops at like a fair amount of time, so like, I mean, it'll get stunned, you can basically just slap it around, and I don't know, it's just a really good place to grind in tandem with some pretty decent enemies that give you some pretty cool experience, so again, like, this is my grind spot, as you can probably tell by the fact that, again, like with a lot of things, in terms of, like, item limitations and all that, again, you will, like, by the time you hit, like, 99 collectibles of a certain synthesis material, you can't carry anymore, and, well, that's basically what I've got for this, particular item. So, yeah, we ain't picking this up, because I got more than enough from my many sessions. In fact, I'm pretty sure I sold a few later on in the game, actually, but, for the sake of buying a cottage somewhere in the wilderness. Which has always fascinated me in, like, a lot of RPGs. Like, you set up a little house somewhere in the middle of a battlefield. I mean, I'm pretty sure I actually used one before the final boss of the game, so, yeah, it's odd. Setting up a nice little cottage in the darkest realm of evil. Heck, well, maybe the rent's cheap over there, I don't know. Yeah, again, like, I mean, unlike a lot of other, like, slightly stronger-ish enemies in the game, like, I wouldn't say that this thing has, like, a bullshit health bar. Like, I mean, it does have two, like, it has its initial, trundle around kind of state. Then it does have its primary health bar, which keeps it alive, so... I don't know, like, I mean, it's not entirely unfair, it's pretty easy to smack around, and I don't know, it's just fun, man. But I mean, apart from that, that's pretty much all she wrote in this. Just wail on it, dude. I'm pretty sure, again, I don't know if this became a regular enemy in Kingdom Hearts 2, if there was, like, another thing based on it. But I suppose maybe I might say that for Kingdom Hearts 2, because I'm pretty sure the similar concept of this enemy creature does end up coming back in that game, but maybe my memory's just playing tricks on me. In which case, thank Nomine. But anyway, it's defeated and we can no longer collect, come on, don't make a liar out of me. Oh, it is a lucid gem. I thought I was mistaken, because, I believe there is a lucid... No, I was thinking of, lucid crystals, which is, what's dropped by some of the Hollow Bastion, Heartless. So, yeah, my mistake. But anyway, now we are back in Monstro World, and, oh... I don't think you're seeing it in this, run-through, because fuck it, but... Yeah, I don't use the Pinocchio Keyblade in this world, instead what I'm using is Fairy Harp, which is from the, Neverland world. Which, looks kind of fruity, to be honest. And it's kind of short range, so I don't really find it that useful in terms of neither magic nor extended reach. Actually, you know what, something I do also have to say on the rare truffles, like, I mean, you do have them bouncing about, and I don't know if this is done for the sake of, quote-unquote challenge, but yeah, when you're trying to bounce them up and down, like in areas like this and, Halloweentown, you're not really given, like, a decent area to kind of bounce them up and test your record. I mean, there is one place in the Olympus Coliseum where you could do it reasonably well because you have nothing in your way, but here, I don't know, when you have those, like, little pillars over there, you don't really have anything to... I don't know. It's just blocking your way, and that makes me sad, but I'm trying to go for my top record. Well, then again, maybe that might be Fairy Harp's fault for not having a very long reach. I really don't know what to say for sure, but I mean, that's just... pish. Anyway, we're going back to this level. I try to cut it down as much as I could, just to deal with what we need to deal with. But this is how you get the Frost Stone, I believe. And this is actually a pretty interesting way you deal with a Harless, because you actually give it health in order to damage it, which is weird. I mean, I guess maybe it makes sense. It's meant to be like a parasite kind of thing. So you kill it by giving it antibiotics, assuming that's what's in the potion thing. Whatever. But again, that's pretty much how you grind for Froststone. And now, we're basically just fucking around on Monstro. To talk about Dark Matter for a minute, I believe this was... I believe it's actually something that you can only get in specific treasure chests. Like, there is no enemy in the game that will end up dropping Dark Matter whatsoever, so don't even bother, just look up a guide, dang it. I mean, I will say that, in retrospect, Monstro does become a tad easier when you do have high jump and glide at your disposal, but at the same time, the level's just fucking pish, man. Don't like it very much.
I hate this place, I hate it! And we don't even have our friends, Pinocchio and Geppetto here.
And I mean, you got copious amounts of barrel spiders and cigarette lighters and blizzard lighters and whatever. Like, I mean, again, I'd say this would probably be the most tedious place to hunt for the Trinities in, apart from what's coming up next. Although, then again, I wouldn't really say that Agrabah's really much worse than this, just that it's got a lot for you to explore. And this is our final summon of the game, and a character who will be returning. I mentioned his name before as Eddie Murphy, but you will know him as an all-powerful dragon. Is it Jake Long? No, instead it's Mushu. Using... again, is that reused audio, or was that using a voice double? I don't really know who voice doubles as Eddie Murphy, but yeah, this is pretty much what Mushu does. He basically acts as a fireball machine gun. Works well with enemies that don't really have that many health bars. But I mean, at the same time though, if you're going against some magic enemies like the wizards over there, yeah, they ain't exactly working, cause magic attacks heal them. Which once again adds an extra layer of, you know, aggravation to it. But I mean, apart from that though, wizards are just, like, pish. I'm using the word a lot lately, but again, Agrabah does have a fair amount of content for you to see and do. Not only for the Kurt Ziza boss fight that we tackled in the last part, but also because of this aggravating as hell game. Basically, you need to smash up all these pots in the correct order. The order is randomized each time, and you basically gotta play a guessing game, because if you don't smash all the pots in the right order, then basically, well, you ain't getting the synthesis item. Gotta break them more succinctly, gotta beat the enemy that is inside this. It is incredibly fucking aggravating, especially when you get to this point and you get it fucking wrong! Christ. Anyway, this is the, pot scorpion. Kinda similar to the pot, enemies that we battled against earlier on, against, like, Jafar and stuff, but... yeah, basically, you just gotta fight against this fucking thing, and, my editor's lagging, which is always fun, with the Glaven, and the lady, and the Waven Maven. But yeah, you pretty much have no chance of, taking it down, really. You don't get the synthesis item, although you can defeat it when it tries to charge at you like that. Again, use your Keyblade swipe to pretty much get it back onto its... well, onto its back, really. And then just go hog wild on it. Oh, that's lovely. I love watching the editor lags. I can't see what's going on. I think it must have something to do with the fact that I'm pretty much just making a bunch of edits at this point, but... heck. Everything is pish this fucking recording session. I threw up my groove. Some shit. But anyway, it's really just a... again, it is what it says on the tin, it's a cleanup video. I'm trying the best that I can to make up commentary where I can, dude. Again... ugh, whatever. Anyways, onwards and upwards to, well, stuff. I mean, really, I thought I would have had more to say on this, but it's... again, like, I mean, in terms of... like, I think I meant, like... again, like, I mean, I'd say either this or Monstro is probably the worst of it, and that's really mainly because of the fact that I think Agrabah, compared to most other levels in the game, is sparse with 3 very specific areas, and those areas are large in very different ways. I mean, the main streets of Agrabah are pretty much vertically oriented, so you're gonna be having to do like a lot of jumping, a lot of slashing, and basically a lot of stuff just to get your fix of the treasure chest mix. When it comes to the Cave of Wonders, however, you have a lot of enemies to deal with, and just you gotta glide your way around and reach these treasure chests that are just sort of scattered around. Then you have the Trinities to deal with that you can't get because you need to fight the enemies first. It's, yeah. Like, I mean, enemies are very compacted together, and because of the fact that you can't just get the treasure chest or Trinity and go on your merry way, you gotta fight shit. And that's just, black. Also, the Keyblade we get here is 3 wishes. Looks very appropriate to the world, though, it's a Keyblade I'm kind of, you know, mesh about. Nothing really too special, but, gets the job done, I guess. There we go, what was our prize today? An elixir! The elixir of life. Anyway, with that little thing I pushed down, we can finally access greener pastures. Which I think is the last 2 treasure chests we really need to access from this point, and after that we are pretty much done with Agrabah. Forever, and ever, and ever, and ever, until Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 2, and pretty much nothing else after that, so yeah, we will be done soon. Apparently Sora can access these things himself. We don't need Aladdin's monkey to do anything. But anyway, what is our prize? Doggies! And what is our prize now? Haste-G. I like Haste-G. But anyway, that's about it. Now we get to Traversetown, and this is basically how you deal with these Sniper Wilds. We have Spellbinder Eclipse, basically get stop ready, and basically attack the enemy before they see you, and yeah, do this a couple times until they eventually drop the Power Stone. I wish I could do a Saturday M. Robotnik voice, but I can't. I lack the access. You do basically have a few seconds by the time they spot you to attack them, but the window is very small, and the fact that there are multiple of them makes it very difficult. I recommend having Stopra or higher magic before you attempt to take these creatures on, because again, the higher stop level magic you have, the higher it affects enemies around them, so yeah, it's again, basically I just recommend that you have high level stop magic before you even attempt to go after the Power Stone. But again, it is one of the more annoying synthesis materials to get in the game. But thankfully, it's all over now, or at least from what you're seeing from your perspective, because I actually had to go back and get some more for synthesis, and fuck, that was a pain in the ass, but now we can finally get the final treasure present thing from Pongo and Perdita. Yes, I finally got their fucking names right. Bada bing, we did the thing, character development, yippee-yo, 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 kaye. And what do we get? We get Orichalcum, and Optima G, and we get Deck Boost, which is fan-flippity-fucking-tastic. Thank you, doggies. Hello, doggy. And now, we get the White Trinity that was right beside Kairi. Probably couldn't have gotten this earlier, actually, when we were, you know, getting the, Navi G for Daddy High Wind. But, fuck it. And what is our prize for this? Orichalcum. Yippee. But anyway, that's pretty much all we need to do here. I think, actually. Oh no, wait, there is still one part of Traversetown that we still need to, do, I believe. And that is the, Yellow Trinity that has been bugging us for the last however many times we've been here. Finally, we can push these boxes over. Or rather, make a staircase. Kinda disappointing, I wanted a big smash! But, good enough, I suppose. We get an up! It be up! But anyway, now that we're back on Peter Prick's pirate ship of wonders, now we finally get to use Metal Chocobo. One of my personal favorite Keyblades, in spite of its very simple design. I mean, just looking at it, it looks like a fucking steel girder that somebody fashioned into a Keyblade. But I mean, at the same time though, Metal Chocobo is a very powerful Keyblade, and I don't know, it's blunt as fuck, and it looks like it fucking hurts, man. Like, I mean, getting hit by a Keyblade probably sounds painful in and of itself, but like, I mean, this thing, it looks like the sort of Keyblade that a fucking construction worker would use. Like, hey, you wanna fuck with me? Let's go, Sunshine. Metal Chocobo up the arse, you fucking bitch. But, anyway, and I've got a nice little splash of colour on it, is that you can see a little chocobo keychain right on the bottom of it. Which, again, each Keyblade does have a specific keychain to its person, and, I don't know, adds a little bit of personality to it. But anyway, you get to see it in action, and, makes quick work of most, you know, things in this world. Or any world, really. By the way, one of the weirdest places to put, like, a third tier of magical power is right here. Yeah, we get the third level of wind here. We get Eroga. No idea why, but, fuck, man. It's there, I guess. I don't know, I guess maybe I'm just a little bit surprised about how haphazardly it's placed, that it just seems, bizarre. But anyway, we're done here. And as you can tell, this was all recorded out of sync, and God fucking knows what, but hey, I'm tired, I'm dying, and, well, this is pretty much gonna be the last thing I record today, and then I'm gonna go to sleep, because fuck this shit. Anyway, once you get out the ship, we can finally move on to our destiny. I can't even remember what the fuck this thing was called, but, basically it shoots you and makes you lose money. Bastard. I recommend using stop. Make sure that you defeat this thing above the pirate ship, because on the off chance that it happens to drop Dazzling Stone, which is what its synthesis material is, yeah, you ain't getting it, and that's fucking pain in the ass. But I mean, on top of that though, like, there is another thing that I don't really have a strategy for it, just make sure it's above the pirate ship. Stop doesn't really work for long, so just keep at it. Trial and error, really, is basically all I have to say about that little fucking thing. But anyway, we're almost done. Almost done with 30 minutes of fucking fan-flibbity-tastic shit. And, again, you basically do need Peter Pan for this next upcoming segment, because otherwise you can't talk to Tinkerbell, and basically he's like, "What's that, Tink? Timmy fell down the well? Let's travel back to the clock tower and see what's up." Well now, isn't this a surprise turn of events? This is the Phantom, basically a mysterious heartless spirit that has the ability to cast Doom upon your characters. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with the incantation that casts Doom, is basically a Final Fantasy spell that basically puts your characters on a timer. If it is cast upon one of your characters and the timer reaches 0, they're dead. No revival by Phoenix down, and basically what this means in Kingdom Hearts terms is basically that by the time that counter on Peter Pan's head reaches 0, he's permanently taken out of the battle. You can't revive him or anything, he won't automatically get back up. He, for all intents and purposes, is legit fucking dead. And same will eventually go for Goofy. By the time his counter reaches 0, he will die as well. And of course, by the time that counter hits Sora and he reaches 0, he's pretty much dead anyway, assuming that the Phantom doesn't decide to make a lunchy munchy out of his soul by casting magic attacks and all that kind of thing. And magic attacks is pretty much the name of the game here. And basically, don't let the clock run down, because the clock is pretty much indicative of the timer for the Doom counter. And again, when the clock strikes 12, Peter is dead. So basically, you gotta go back to the clock tower and cast stop every now and again, all the while dealing with the Phantom that has basically 3 different phases of attack. When the glowing orb at the bottom of his cloak glows yellow, attack him with lightning. When it glows blue, attack him with blizzard. When it glows red, attack him with fire. And again, when it glows white, that basically means you can use physical attacks on them. What I recommend is getting a Keyblade that is strong in magic, and packing a shitload of ethers, mega elixirs, and, well, elixirs generally. Again, Goofy is the preferred member of the party to have here, since again, with his ability to have MP gift and all that, he can basically gift you MP. So, yeah, you won't be shit out of luck, like I was on my first few attempts fighting this boss fight. The Phantom is a deceptively difficult boss, because again, like, it doesn't look like he can do much harm, but again, he can have his little claw slash attack at you. He has that little homing drain attack, which you can use to deal some serious damage on you. And again, like, I mean, the fact that it's very magical line, again, as I mentioned before, would incentivize magic-oriented playthroughs, so yeah, pick your poison, really. That's the attack I was talking about right there, the one that drains a shitload of your health off you. Again, you're really gonna keep your wits about you and keep those keep those MP ethers handy, because if you don't, you're gonna die. Or basically find yourself floating around the battlefield. Actually no, a better analogy, basically up shit creek and having to use your tongue as a paddle. And by which I mean you basically have fuck all to do. There is another bit of trivia actually, something I was doing a bit of research into recently. There was actually a Peter Pan book released around 2006, I think. Again, it was called Peter Pan and the Shadow Lords, which I believe... No, Peter Pan and the Shadow Thieves, that was it. And there was a creature in that book called Lord Umbra, I think his name was, whose design is suspiciously similar to the Phantom's. Again, which even in that case is a bit of a discrepancy, because in the original Kingdom Hearts he was just a black cloak, whereas the Final Mix gave him a slightly more razzmatazz design, as you're seeing right here. And again, I don't know if Peter Pan and the Shadow Thieves based its main villain off the Phantom as seen here, or if it was just pure coincidence, since, you know, the Shadow Thief steals shadows, obviously. I've never read the book for myself, so I don't really know what the fuck it does, but... I don't know. I mean, the fact that it was also based around a clock tower, I think, kind of makes it a bit suspicious, so... who knows? Also, Peter Pan makes the sound of a nematode. I mean, at this point, since Sora's pretty much the only one who can deal out magic attacks, he's really the only useful one in this battle. So for all intents and purposes, it's really just you and, well, the Phantom here. I suppose maybe the Peter Pan and Goofy do provide a bit of a buffer for the Doom counter, so it's not quite the sort of bullshit you'd be dealing with against, like, say, Marluxia in the absent silhouette fight in Kingdom Hearts 2, or the data battle in Kingdom Hearts 3, so thankful for some more mercies, I guess. But, yeah, this boss fight is nothing to scoff at. This is an incredibly difficult challenge, and, you basically just gotta come in really prepared. Again, just come into this battle with magic in mind, and you should be okay. Provided you take on board the advice that I've given to you, as a wise master, who isn't very wise, but is kind of wise. Except not really. I don't know, this battle took a lot of preparation for me, but again, I'm really happy with the take that I got here. Probably not perfect, but again, the fact that I beat this boss at all when I couldn't before makes me smile, so I'm happy. Which is, a very rare state, cause I never feel happy. Tra-la-la-la-la. If there was a way to dodge that, energy drain thing, I have no idea, because, again, as you can see right there, that's fucking dangerous, man. You can come to death so easily, but, like, the fact that the Phantom just seems so floaty around the environment, you wouldn't really guess it compared to the likes of Kurt Caesar or any future super bosses we come up against. So again, the Phantom is deceptive, but yeah, man, it's freaky. I'm scared. And again, like, I mean, I suppose the only other bit of advice I could really recommend to you is just mapping Blizzard, Fire, and Thunder to your, like, quick commands. Again, I don't think I had a lot of these maps because I had a preference for other spells like Stop and Gravity and all that, and, well, that came to bite me in the ass right here. But, I mean, you do have this large space of, I guess, the Clock Tower of London to sort of float around, so, like, I mean, you do have room to maneuver. It's just that, well, the Phantom is fast, and his attacks are faster. Actually, I suppose, maybe now that I think about it, you could possibly dodge that energy attack by maybe going around Big Ben and, like, trying to have it hit the walls, so that might be something, I guess. Oh no, by the way, you'll generally be able to tell that the clock tower is starting to move again, well, obviously by the hands of Big Ben that start to move, but also by the fact that it turns green. Again, that's pretty much just wanting you to get back to the clock tower and cast Stop on it. So, like, I mean, it is difficult, but at the same time, it's also a really engaging boss fight, because you have a lot of factors at play that keep you engaged. Like, I mean, you gotta worry about the Doom counter running down, you gotta worry about his the Phantom's damaging attacks, you have to focus specifically on magic this time around, and just know which times to attack, so, like, I mean, it gives the player a lot to think about, but it's a very worthy challenge that, if the player prepares accordingly, they can beat quite well, so, yeah, like, I mean, difficult, but I really like this boss fight. Sadly though, I don't think casting any of the other sorts of magic like gravity or anything else really does that much to protect you. Well, I suppose Oroka could probably be quite useful here, but again, I don't think Stop or Gravity would do anything, so I don't know. I mean, I suppose the fact that the Phantom is a magic-based boss to begin with probably prevents you from using some of the more fancier attacks, but... I don't know. Would have been interesting to see if it maybe took advantage of some of the other magics, but then again... Actually, no, it's a super boss. Why didn't it take advantage of the other magics? I don't know, maybe something for a future Kingdom Hearts game to think of. But in any case, the boss is almost defeated, and, well, pretty soon, we'll basically be getting back to the main plot good and proper. So again, if these cleanup videos have basically just been something you haven't been bothering to watch outside of the super bosses, then I apologize in advance. I mean, this commentary has been going on for so fucking long now that it's cutting into time that I actually need to record a Resident Evil Code Veronica and a Silent Hill 2, so... Yeah, all apologies, but I'm getting this done as quick as I can, man. And there we go, Lord Umbra / the Phantom is defeated, and on that note, I'm Solidus-Skully, keep it new metal, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.